What is up, everybody? What is up? It's Angel. Come to my homeboy Jacob right here. And you might recognize him from the past couple WrestleMania trips we went on, but we are not in New York, though, which is fine. We,
Thank God, I ain't trying to be there
right.
waiting for Uber right now.
$100 Ubers and shit.
Almost 4 in the morning. They're still waiting for Ubers.
Yeah, it's almost 4 in the morning for them. Almost 3 a.m. for us here in Central Time, here in Texas. But yeah, we just finished up WrestleMania about 3 hours ago. Yeah, and man, we were watching that shit start at 4. I started drinking like at 1. I fucking put a Fireball in my Coke, and then we started drinking a lot more when that shit started. And for a show that I wasn't really that hyped going into, it was actually pretty good because I said on Monday that I'm more hyped to go into a DMX concert in 13 days, which would now be next Sunday, than I am to watch WrestleMania on the WWE Network. But it was actually it delivered. It delivered. Anything you got to say right quick?
To me, this is my favorite WrestleMania that I haven't been to because I can't count those because that's a completely different experience in itself. So just watching wise, this is probably my favorite one since WrestleMania 31, personally. And I think this is probably one of the best ones in the last 10 years, for sure. In my opinion. I don't know about y'all, but in my opinion, it was.
Yeah, it definitely delivered. And, because I remember 31 was the last one where, like, I felt like the event really delivered. 32, 33, 34. I mean, the fan experience of 32 and 34 was real fun. I enjoyed it. I do not regret going.
Yeah, me neither at all.
But yeah, the shows definitely could have been at least somewhat better in certain aspects. But yeah, 31 was the last one where I feel like the show I had not really any.
Had a good flow and everything.
Yeah,
that's what this flow had. I mean, this show had.
Hell yeah. I mean, 35. There were like a couple things that could have been better, which we could probably get into real quick. But for the most part, it was. I would say it's definitely better than the past 3.
Out of 5 stars, how much you give it? I'll say about 4.
Yeah, I think I'd give it 4 also. Let's see. Let me go through the card. The most important parts of the card. So you see, the thing is that when it started, we were in the middle of a game of beer pong, and we saw Alexa Bliss came out because she's the host, and then all of a sudden we saw Hulk Hogan.
The Ku Klux Klan
man. Yep. It took 11 minutes to put a racist on the screen, man. But, yeah, Hulk Hogan's out there, and then as they're leaving, his music playing, we're still trying to finish up, and then we look over at the TV, we see Paul Heyman's on his way to the ring. I'm like, what the fuck? And so they said, hey, if we're not on the main event, we're not going to wait all night for that shit. So they got the match going right there, and it says right here, 2.5 minutes was that match.
I still can't believe that, but before the match even started, Brock Lesnar attacked Seth for probably about, 5 minutes?
Yeah,
at least.
5
minutes straight and just beat the shit out of Seth. Like, I think it's happened a couple of matches he's had before. The usual suplexes on the outside, F5, shit like that. And then the match started, typical Brock Lesnar match, a couple suplexes, then he gets caught. This time, he didn't get the small guy. This time.
Yep. After a hit in the dick and 3 curb stomps, Seth Rollins actually pinned Brock Lesnar and became the champion. So
and we finally, after feels like 2 years really, because Roman dropped the title after how long did he have it?
For a month and a half.
Yeah, it feels like we haven't had a real champion that's been on TV every week in fucking 2 years almost.
Right. Yeah. So shit, we'll see where Brock goes from here. Cause I don't know what was the details exactly of his contract from.
Me neither. I know UFC wants to put him in DC in a fight. I don't know if that's gonna happen this year, next year, or what. But I guess we'll see.
Shit, we'll see, man. What was the next big match? I guess Shane McMahon and The Miz. Been entertaining for the most part.
To me, that was actually one of my favorite matches of the night, personally.
Yeah, I definitely didn't expect. I mean, I expected him to do some kind of stunt, but yeah. And as I saw the pinfall, I'm like, wait, technically Miz's shoulders are down. So
yeah, they did the suplex off of
the hard camera tower.
Yeah, the hard camera tower, and the way Miz suplexed them, but the way they fell, Shane had his arm across him basically, and Miz's shoulders are down. So 1, 2, 3, falls count anywhere, Shane wins technically.
Yeah, So I'm pretty sure this feud's gonna continue.
Yeah.
What's
To Money in the Bank or somewhere.
Money in the Bank? Yeah, maybe even. Because for the longest time the pay-per-view after WrestleMania was Extreme Rules.
Yep.
But now the Extreme Rules is like somewhere in the middle of the summer. So, but yeah, it looks like that's gonna continue. And then the WWE Championship. What a fucking moment!
Yep. Kofi Mania came true.
Yep.
The first ever black WWE champion in history. Everyone witnessed history, and I feel like everyone was on his side from what I've seen on Twitter and all the social medias. It was just a feel-good moment. Personally, that was my favorite moment of the night and the best match in my mind. I don't know about you.
I didn't realize
The
this.
fuck? Okay. Anyways, I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, that was my favorite match of the night. I don't know about you, but that was the best moment of the night for me, personally.
Yeah, I think that moment was probably my favorite of the night. And even though for me personally, the New Day thing, it's kind of over time it kind of got played out for me. But Kofi, that's probably my favorite guy of the whole thing. I loved him ever since he was doing the fake Jamaican thing before Triple H called him out on it. Aren't you supposed to be Jamaican? What happened to your accent? Oh man. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed that. And, said that lasted 24 minutes, 45 seconds. And then Triple H defeated Batista in that no holds barred match. Man, yeah, I didn't know somebody could top that Randy Orton level of brutal when he was fucking with Jeff Hardy's ears.
Yeah, when he fucking ripped his nose ring out of his ear. I don't know if it's because I was drunk at the time, but that is literally the most disgusting thing I've seen in wrestling that wasn't CZW. That was nasty as shit, but I liked it at the same time. That shit was cool.
Yeah, it was.
But Triple H was on some barbaric shit tonight. He wanted his career to continue.
Right, and with an assist from the Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
Yeah, at the end, the Nature Boy slipped him a sledgehammer. He basically Superman punched him with a sledgehammer. 1, 2, 3. Triple H wins. His career survives another year, maybe.
Right. And then when I said that there were some things on this show that could have been better, this is probably the main aspect that could have been better. Baron Corbin and Kurt Angle. That shit.
Oh.
Yeah, of course, everybody would have been hoping that we could change to John Cena, who made an appearance in the night as the Dr. Thugonomics interrupting Elias.
That was a pretty cool moment, too.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I marked out when we came out to that.
That was pretty cool. But, yeah, Baron Corbin goes over on Kurt Angle. I was like, if Baron Corbin does go over on Kurt Angle, I was like, Kurt Angle's got to get some kind of one-upsmanship. I mean, for him to retire, yeah, sure, he's putting over the younger guy.
Talent, yeah.
And it kind of puts an end to that little storyline. But at the same time, Baron Corbin's irrelevant as shit.
Really, his character is boring, has no personality. Basically like me talking right now.
Under the influence.
Exactly.
But you see, the thing is that I was like, okay, if Baron wins, Kurt's got to, because he's so irrelevant, Kurt's got to get some kind of one-upsmanship on him. But, I mean, all Kurt did was just give a speech, say thank you again, and went out to the chance of you sucks, even though we do that out of respect for him. But, yeah.
Congrats on the career, though.
Definitely, man. Amazing career for Kurt Angle.
A legend. WWE Hall of Famer. I don't know what else to say about that one, though.
Yeah, man. Kurt Angle's been doing it for quite a while. And I mean, that's the thing about some of these guys. You get old eventually. I mean, in a perfect world, he wouldn't get old. He could do this forever, man. But it is what it is. But I mean, don't be sad that it's over. Be happy that his career happened.
Mm-hmm. And to add to that, I know this don't involve Kurt Angle, but don't anybody think it's weird? This is the first WrestleMania since 2000. Undertaker wasn't there.
He was there. He was there
backstage.
Yeah.
But he didn't appear at all.
I was actually just about to say
I
that.
actually did like WrestleMania a lot, but that's the only flaw that it had to me, besides the Baron Corbin thing and the women's tag title match. Those are the only 3 things I didn't like, but The Undertaker not appearing was number 1 because that's my favorite active wrestler of all time. So, Yeah, that kind of sucked. You could at least choke slam somebody or something. I know you're gonna be in Saudi in a couple of months, fool. You know they paying you that $5 million oil money.
Right? Oh man, shit. Yeah, he could have done something for sure. Yeah, he could have attacked Baron Corbin. Shit, I would have preferred a fan to jump Baron Corbin than one to jump goddamn Bret Hart. Oh man, that was crazy. We were watching that shit, and like as soon as it happened, it cut to black. We just looked at each other like,
what the fuck just happened?
Oh man, what a dick that guy was.
Dashwater knocked him the fuck out though. Mm-hmm. That shit was dope as hell.
Yep. I wish Braun got a few licks on that because I saw him come around the ring like running past.
He was running after that dude.
When I saw him,
he was some meat or something.
Right, when I saw him coming after the dude, like in my head, Braun's entrance music was playing.
I just pictured him running. You know how he runs around the ring and tackles somebody?
Oh yeah.
I pictured him doing to that guy when he was running.
Oh shit! Yeah. Then we'll get to our main event for the first time ever. The women main event at WrestleMania. Pretty solid match for the most part, and I don't really have I'm not complaining about this, but I'm just saying it raises a little bit of an eyebrow, maybe a people's eyebrow, but it kind of did how do I say it
so false finish? I don't know what you would call it.
Suspicious somehow.
Yeah,
it was pretty suspicious.
I feel like something's gonna happen tomorrow night on Raw. Like, if you don't know what we're talking about and you didn't see the show, and even if you did, everyone saw it. Basically, Rhonda was going to put Becky in her, whatever you call that little move where she flips her and then puts her in the armbar. But Becky reversed it, rolled her up, pinned her 1, 2, 3. But at 1, her shoulders, when the referee counted 1, her shoulders weren't even on the mat. So technically it's a 2 count, but they counted 3. Becky wins, but does she really win?
Right, because the look on not Charlotte. Charlotte had a funny ass look on her face, but
that shit made me spit out my beer.
He spit it out and he ran to the kitchen to get paper towels. Oh man, we were consuming a lot of alcohol, but we kind of needed it to enjoy that 7 hours of fucking WrestleMania. But
7.5.
7.5, yeah. And the look on Rhonda's face, Rhonda even looked
genuinely pissed, honestly.
Yeah, definitely. And another thing we point out, not only did they not show post-match replays, but I think they went off the air while the pyro was still going off.
Oh, really?
I think so, yeah. But, because, usually they wait till the pyro is, completely finished, and there's a good night from wherever, New York. Yeah, good night from WrestleMania, good night from New York. Thank you for joining us and all that. But
and then they show a recap of the whole night, and they didn't do that.
Yeah, they didn't do that, yeah, so.
But a lot of people on Twitter are saying it was like a false finish or a botched finish, but I said, who knows? I guess we'll find out tomorrow night.
Yeah, who knows? Because I know like in the wrestling world they talk about how referees they should count anyway. Because I was watching last month the No Way Out 2001 main event, a match that's overlooked. I mean, because they talk about the 3 stages of hell match most.
Kurt Angle
and The Rock.
Oh, The Rock.
Yeah. Because mostly people talk about that other match from that show, 3 Stages to Hell, Triple H and Stone Cold.
Stone Cold, yeah.
I feel like the reason they overlooked the match between Kurt Angle and The Rock is because of that finish. I don't know if you remember it, but after The Rock gives Kurt Angle a rock bottom, he goes to pin him. 1, 2, and then
don't his shoulder come up?
Kurt Angle's shoulder actually never came up. The referee didn't know that was going to be the finish, so he stopped it, and JR tried to cover it up I think Angle's shoulder came up even though I didn't see that. And then if you see him, The Rock picks him back up, gives him a rock bottom, and right before he goes to the pin, he looks at the ref and he looks like he's saying something. He actually told the ref, count the goddamn finish.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Then Kurt Angle says it in the book he released at the time. The Rock said, count the goddamn finish. 1, 2, 3. And that was it. But, yeah, so I kind of thought a little bit about that when I watched that shit. But, overall, it was an enjoyable WrestleMania. Like I said, even though I wasn't too hyped going into it. And
it exceeded my expectations for sure. I was only excited for probably 4 matches on the whole card, but like I said, it exceeded my expectations. There was only 2 moments I didn't like. And actually, I think one of them happened on the pre-show, so that don't even matter. Basically, yeah, it was a good WrestleMania in my opinion. It was one of the best ones I've seen in the past 10 years.
Oh, yeah, I agree, man. And so... yeah, so that was just a little quick thoughts on the most important parts of the show. I guess when the DVD comes out later this year, even though it's on the network, the only pay-per-view I buy on DVD now is WrestleMania. But I think I'll buy it, watch it, and do a full on review of it. But yeah, that's all of my thoughts. Any last thoughts from you?
It was a good show, and I'm ready to see what happens tomorrow night.
Oh yeah, tomorrow's gonna be interesting, man. And it's past 3 a.m. here. I'm drinking this tonic water. I gotta be at work tomorrow. That's the crazy thing about me. But I will wake up for sure. I don't think he has to go to school or anything.
Yeah, I got barber school, but I'm off on Sundays and Mondays, so I'm gonna be right here. I'll sleep all day until 7.
Yeah.
I'll wake up for Raw.
Right? That's good, man. That's good. But yeah, so I'll get through something. I'll buy some damn 5-hour energy or something. But yeah, so now, I guess.
Actually, one thing I do want to say, it is pretty cool that the fans actually got what they wanted. This feels like one of the first WrestleManias everyone got what they wanted, or at least the babyface fans.
Yeah.
Like, everyone wanted to see Brock. Well, I wanted to see Brock lose. I wanted to see Kofi win, and I wanted to see Becky win. And I was genuinely surprised all 3 won.
Hell yeah.
I did not expect that to happen at all. I thought either 2 of them or 1 of them would. I did not expect all 3 to win, especially after seeing Kofi and Seth win. I thought, oh, Becky's going to lose. Mm-hmm. Rhonda's going to retain her. Charlotte's going to sneak out and win somehow, because you know Charlotte's always sneaky and somehow gets almost everything. But that's besides the point. That's a whole other video. But yeah, like I said, overall it was a very feel-good show. Basically, it had a lot of good moments, and like I said, one of the best WrestleManias in my opinion in the past 10 years. So yeah, that's really all I got to say. I don't know about you.
Oh yeah, real good show. Yeah, like I was pointing out to him, 10 years ago from a couple days ago, we were at WrestleMania 25. We didn't know each other at the time, but he was definitely there. And I was there, of course. But yeah, WrestleMania 25, and so it's been 10 years since that. And yeah, I would definitely say it's one of the better ones in 10 years. And I guess this is the start of the new, I guess you could say, WWE calendar. And we'll see where it goes.
A whole new year.
Leading up to.
Hopefully, maybe, what is it, 360 something days? We'll be in Tampa. I don't know. Preferably, I'm going to say right now, my thoughts on that situation is I want to go, but a lot can happen in a year. But my plans for right now, I'm thinking ahead and I want to try, at least attempt to go. That's my thought process right now.
I was about to say,
because I don't think Florida's that far. I don't know if I'm gonna drive there. Maybe trying to find a cheap flight. Maybe drive on Spirit. Get on Spirit because they got the cheap flights. Mm-hmm. And maybe we'll be in Florida in about 300 days. 360 something days.
Not gonna lie, man, on my Airbnb account or whatever, I bookmarked like 50 places in Tampa. So
really?
Yeah, for those dates. I think only 2 of them got booked so far, so there's 48 left. But yeah, we'll see, man. Cause yeah, the drive, I calculated the drive time, like, cause there's some website where like you calculate how much you spend on gas to get there, mm-hmm. and you enter what kind of car you have, make, model, year, and so I calculated for my Chrysler going there and back. It's like $150 total in gas, which is actually at least
cheap.
Yeah, it's at least
going across a few states. Yeah, that's pretty fucking cheap.
It's at least $150 cheaper than a flight ticket. But at the same time, do I really want to be in a car for 14 hours going there and back?
That's the only bad thing about it.
Yeah, but hey, we still got a lot of time to think about it.
Exactly, we got 360 something days. Well, really, if we want to plan it out.
Yeah, if you want to plan it out ahead. If you want to plan it out ahead and not have to spend too much money, so yeah. But hope you guys at home watched it. If you were in New York, it sucks to be you trying to get an Uber, but I hope y'all have fun.
And I hope you're not one of the people that got a light shined in your face for like 3 or 4 matches.
Oh,
that's really bad for y'all. I seen that on Twitter. I'm sorry. I hope y'all can get some type of money back, a refund, or like maybe a gift card for the shop or something. But y'all deserve something. Y'all need to complain because that is absolutely ridiculous. I would complain if I was y'all.
I agree. Yeah, some kind of compensation for that. But yeah, it was one hell of a night, and now it's time to go back to doing what we do, working, being on the grind, whatever. And so
hopefully that grind will lead to 36.
I hope so. We'll see what these next few months bring.
We're on the road to WrestleMania.
Yep.
Technically.
Mm-hmm. And So that's pretty much it. Let us know what you think, what you thought of this show in the comment section. And peace out. And as always, do you